Are your pets afraid and terrified of fireworks, thunderstorms, or maybe just sometimes they need a little relaxing TLC? Well, I've chosen 3 acupressure points that I feel can really help your pet stay safe and calm. And there's something also I've added to this video that you can do that's going to enhance the effectiveness for your pets. My dog Cheyenne is going to be the model here today. Stick around to hear also about a special offer to skyrocket your ability to help your pets.
Come on, all you doggies, won't you walk with me? I'm the puppet dog.
I'm Ann Angelo Webb, the Animal Intuitive, owner of Intuitive Touch Animal Care and an Animal Intuitive Academy. I'm nationally board certified in animal acupressure massage, and I've been a professional animal communication instructor and also a licensed therapist, now specializing in hypnosis and brain spotting for humans for over 20 years. I'm an animal communication children's book author and songwriter, and I love to help people, and I love to help them connect with their pets and help calm their pets, especially during stressful times like July 4th. You can skip this next part if you like and go to the first acupressure point, but I'll say this is one of the most important parts of helping your pet. So the truth is our animals do feel our energy, and it is easier to tune into what our animals are thinking and feeling. And as an animal communicator, that's right in my wheelhouse, and I incorporate that into everything I do, especially with acupressure and massage, and I like to help people with that. So you can take advantage of this moment now and place your hand on your chest, put your other hand on your stomach, and take in a nice deep breath. Close your eyes if you'd like. A nice deep breath through your nose to the count of 5. And exhale out of your nose to the count of 5.5. Do that again. And one more time, or until you feel like you're at that point where you really feel grounded. And with your eyes closed, in your mind's eye, visualize your pet that you're going to be working on. And really feel the love that you have for your pet in your heart. And visualize a shimmering white light that flows between you and your pet. And back and forth, information flows through that pure, beautiful white light. And you begin to feel what your pet's feeling in your body through that white light. And you get closer and closer to your pet. That white light begins to get shorter and shorter, to where you begin to feel so close to your pet that you feel what they're feeling physically, emotionally. So their arm is your arm. Your hand is feeling what their paw is feeling. And even as I'm doing this, just talking about this, up comes my cat, Giovanna, onto the table, because she's feeling my energy come down. She's feeling that connection. She's also a little bit of a troublemaker, and she's going to knock something over in a moment, I'm afraid. So I'm just going to stop this for just a second and stop her. So this is the beginning of animal communication, and I really feel it's important to incorporate this into whatever you're going to be doing with your pet. It's really going to make a difference in the level of understanding that you have of what's going on with your animal. It's going to help guide you into, okay, how soft I'm going to do these pressure points. Do they need it a little bit deeper? Do they need me to move on to the next point? These are just very kind of beginner steps that we do when we start communicating with animals, but they're just enough. You don't need a lot more to start the process and begin doing this with your pets. Of course, I do a lot more with my students at Animal Intuitive Academy. I hope you check that out. And as I mentioned, I do have a special offer right now where you can get 10% off my digital products on there, including a brand new hypnosis that I'm really excited about, that I think is really going to help you deepen your connection. It's called Hypnosis for Confidence and Releasing Doubt in Telepathic Animal Communication, and it's enhanced with binaural beats. And those help because they help with just being more calm and present. But it's 10% off right now during this 4th of July holiday. So jump on that opportunity. I'm going to run it through the weekend until Sunday. So take advantage of that. And I'll have the link in the description. Hopefully I'll remember to put a QR code on the screen. And your calm presence is the greatest gift for your pets. And it's going to help you in a lot of different ways, I promise. So grab onto that special offer. Take advantage of it right now. And I want to mention I'm not a vet, so if your pet has any behavioral, medical issues, anything like that, please make sure to consult a veterinarian. Acupressure is not a solution for everything and anything, but it's generally very safe. And if you have any doubts, please just talk to your vet. The first point we're going to do with Cheyenne is kidney 1, and it's also called gushing or bubbling spring. That's how we would say it in English, or the original pronunciation would be Wan Yang. And this point I use with animals whenever they feel, or I feel they need some calming and grounding. And it can also be the opposite. If they need it, it's going to do whatever's needed. It's going to invigorate the spirit and renew vitality. It's very easy to find. It's located on the bottom of your pet's paw on the hind leg. So, and as mentioned, it's deeply grounding and helps reduce fear and panic. It really brings the energy down and anchors the body during overstimulation. So press using usually your pointer finger or your thumb, whichever works right for you, and do this with a light to medium pressure. And you can also see when your pet seems receptive to maybe some gentle circles incorporated in there. And you can sort of press in and kind of just sort of feel. It doesn't have to be a completely steady pressure for 60 seconds, but you can kind of just sense it. And especially if you took part in our little meditation, you'll be even better at being receptive and aware of what they need. So always be aware of their response to acupressure. Lighter is better if you're not sure. And if you want to do some acupressure on these different points and just kind of experiment with what they best respond to. One animal might respond to a lighter pressure, another might want a little deeper, and it might be at different times they need different things, and then you'll notice on different locations they'll need different things. You can kind of feel. So do this for about 60 seconds. You can do this a couple times a day. Do it when you feel like they need that help. And signs that it's working, feeling more relaxed, is that the energy has shifted would be things like yawning, relaxing areas of the body that were previously seeming to be tense, or maybe stretching out or putting their head down, ceasing to pant, shaking out that energy, or sometimes they'll just simply walk away, and that's fine, especially with cats. You might get this since they tend to be very sensitive to energy, and also they're cats. So that's a point that I reinforce using over and over with my wellness clients, people who come to me to learn acupressure for their pets. Oftentimes I'll bring that up as something to do, especially it's considered one of the best for grounding. And the next point is Pericardium 7, Da Ling, or Big Mound. And this point is under the front paw pad, and it's under the large part, the large paw pad on that paw, of course on the underside. And this point soothes emotional overwhelm. So you would feel it on your own wrist, where like right above the bone, where you feel that kind of like your thumb. If you follow your thumb all the way down, you've got that pad on the bottom of your hand. Underneath there you would push, and on your animal of course it looks a little different, but this point soothes emotional overwhelm and helps to calm the heart. It's perfect for animals reacting to loud noises like flashing lights in storms or fireworks, and it just can help when there's distress in their environment or they're just feeling stressed out. These are also great points, by the way, if you're taking them on a trip and they're nervous about it or going to the vet, for instance. I would also mention, in a storm, just a side note, use music, make sure the blinds and shades are covered if that light is bothering them. Music is wonderful, especially classical music. Okay, now governing vessel 20. Bai Hui, governing vessel 20, or point of 100 meetings. This point is interesting because on a dog, it's located in a different place than on a human, and you're going to see both clips. And if you just go to the point of the hip on the dog and come to the middle where you'll find the sacrum, that is Bai Hui. And it's a very relaxing point. You can just do circles there, and animals will often give you that point. And it's explained by my school that I attended, Tallgrass Animal Acupressure Resources, that they were told that that's because the highest point for a dog, when they bow down, their hips come up, and that's how it ended up being that point on a dog versus a human. But I'm going to go ahead and show you in the next clip where it is on a human, and you will also find that if you do this point on a dog, it has a nice relaxing effect as well. So I decided to include it and show it to you on Cheyenne. 100 meetings, and this point is at the top of the head in the center of the skull between the ears. This is a deeply centering and calming point. It's used to quiet the mind, and it can be used to relieve shock again if your animal is hurt in any way. This is not a substitute for medical care. Make sure you get them to the vet. But it helps to restore a sense of spiritual stability, balances energy between heaven and earth. It's often used to anchor the Shen, or the spirit, and bring hyperactivity or panic down. It's also a great point just to be a little bit lighter on when you're working on this point, and it's commonly used in acupressure for separation anxiety and fear-based behavior. It's a great spot to start or end energy balancing work with a frightened animal. And simply rest your fingers or your palm lightly on that crown point in the middle of the head between the ears, and use a circular or still point contact. And of course, watch your breathing, pair with your breathing, make sure your breathing is slow and steady. And this was a wonderful thing, we call it the heaven to earth circuit, especially effective for animals that you kind of get the sense they're kind of jumping out of their body from panic or sensory overwhelm. So again, just try this on the top of the head, at the sacrum, and see what works best for your pet. Try out these points and let me know how it goes in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more intuitive care for the animals that you love. I have playlists here. I have a specific relaxation for pets playlist, and you'll find a lot of videos with acupressure massage, tapping, different things that you can do to help your pets. I also just want to mention that I have a book that helps humans with emotional regulation, and it has to do with animal communication as well, and it supports the Warrior Dog Foundation. So to tell you a little bit about that real quick, Misha's Heart Adventure, Emotional Regulation While Learning How Animals Think and Feel. 50% of your investment in the book goes to that foundation, and you can get it on Amazon, wherever books are sold. But that the foundation I'm referring to helps save the lives of animals who are military canine heroes, who sometimes end up in not so great situations once they've served our country, and they help them to be reunited too with their handlers and save them often from euthanasia, so they can live out the life that they deserve. I have interviews on here too with the Warrior Dog Foundation, so check those out if you're interested. That book and accompanying music can be found on Amazon, as well as music streaming platforms, social media, and on my website, intuitivetouchanimalcare.com. And once again, don't forget to check out that discount I have running this weekend. You can get to that link through the description, or just go to my website and go to Animal Intuitive Academy there. Thank you so much for being here today, for listening, watching. Have a happy holiday if you're watching for the 4th, and God bless.
Rub my belly, rub my belly, rub my belly, my belly, my belly. Rub my belly, rub my belly, rub my belly, my belly, my belly. I like my ears.